been thinking about the whole organization and how they kind of approach, well, decision making from a, um I guess, kind of like a risk reward type perspective. It's because it seems to me like the whole organization makes so many incredibly risky decisions with both their drafting and for sure their trading. And that goes back the whole John Lynch Shanahan kind of era.
Yes.
And which also obviously makes their whole like brick by brick narrative sounds like utter nonsense to me, right?
Yes. Yes.
But I wonder, like, if you could understand or kind of project this year's draft as far as quarterbacks go throughout that sort of narrative, like which one would be the riskiest but like the best reward type decision at quarterback this year?
Justin Fields, because he's a supreme athlete. Him and Trey Lance are the two best athletes. And Justin Fields also has the accuracy. He's got a rare combination of speed and downfield accuracy. There's not that many quarterbacks in the league that can run around, bomb it down the field. Like Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, there's only a few. But his decision-making scares me. And as you mentioned, decision-making is an important thing. It's not like, from what my understanding, it's not something that adults really improve on. It's something that you either have or you don't, and you express that ability at a pretty young age, which is why there are, people running platoons in the military who are pretty young, because you can either, there are managers in the world who are pretty young. You can either do it or you can't. It's a skill. So if the Niners couldn't coach up Jimmy in that department, are you sure you can do it with Justin Fields? That's why I wonder if he could be a bust.
Would they learn from their mistakes though?
They might. I mean, if they had that much trouble and frustration trying to coach up Jimmy's mental part of the game, then why would they feel confident they could do it with another guy?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I'd be frustrated to think, I'm not going to have one of these kind of guys in the building ever again. But I mean,
it doesn't mean he's not smart. Decision making is its own thing.
Oh yeah,
and you either got it or you don't. And I'm not sure about Justin Fields.
Right.
Yeah.
So another question pops to mind is, I mean, I kind of look at sports in general as being, if you look at it historically, obviously you have franchises that are more successfully over like not only 5 years, but 10, 20, 50 years, right? And it seems to me the NFL, there are like, 3 or 4 of those franchises. You got like, the Green Bay Packers are always good and the Steelers are essentially always good as well. So
right.
There certainly must be something in, the mentality and the culture that's like ingrained in the walls of those buildings or those offices that make them better decision makers when it comes to the NFL. So what do you think that might be, and where could the Niners improve on that? I mean, that's
a great question.
Really, right?
I feel like those are organizations who put the right people in positions of management. They put good decisions makers in positions of management. And the problem with the Niners is the guy who's in charge is Jed York, who did not get that position because of any type of acumen at anything. He didn't demonstrate skill in management, in business, in anything. He just inherited the team. So he doesn't know what good decision-making entails, looks like, sounds like, smells like. He doesn't know. And so he puts other people who aren't good decision makers in positions of power that need to, you know what I'm saying? And it's
then
just
fragile. Then his fragile ego can't handle when that ever gets successful either. So.
And it's not even that he has a fragile ego, because he does. He does. It's not just that he just doesn't know what good decision making is. He wouldn't know it if it bit him on the face, to use a mixed metaphor. But I'm just saying. So I'm guessing the Steelers have had they've had the Rooneys, or owning that team forever. They have a good structure. They understand what's needed for people to manage other people, and they just do it right. I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, they end up with, especially Green Bay, I feel they end up with pretty vanilla teams every other year. But then again, they always make the bloody playoffs too. So
they're consistent.
They're definitely consistent. And it seems to me they take less risk when it comes to managing their players and managing the product they put on field.
Yeah, agree.